Thanks everybody for being here. This is going to be an intro to Google My Business and getting your business on Google Maps. I'm very excited about this because I think it benefits so many businesses, but not everybody actually quite knows how to do it. So I've invited Brandon, who is the co-founder and CEO of Grafin, to help us learn more about it. Grafin is a digital marketing agency that's helped small and medium-sized businesses across the country grow their revenues. Grafin specializes in web design, web development, inbound marketing, search engine optimization, Google My Business, social media, and software development. Basically, marketing that grows your revenues. So obviously, they're a great fit. And Brandon, you're more than welcome to take it away now.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the intro, and thank you guys for coming. I'm going to share my screen. You guys aren't really interested in hearing about me, so let me tell you about Google My Business. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and this presentation can be made available to you guys so that you can use it. It's got a step-by-step guide for how to get your Google My Business accounts set up. All right, so first things first. Google My Business, what is it, why you need it, and how to use it. This is presented by me and Grafin. Our motto is get noticed, gain sales, look good. We're a digital marketing agency that specializes in inbound marketing, social media, website design, and software development, which you've already heard that. So let's jump in. What is Google My Business? So Google My Business is a tool that is free and easy to use for businesses and organizations to manage their online presence across Google, including Google Search and Google Maps. So right here you see Google Search and Google Maps. One of the things that we run into a lot with our clients is they want to be found on a map when people look for their industry, people in their industry, in their region. So we can help figure out how to do that. So why do you need Google My Business? You want to manage your online info. You want to be able to interact with your customers, and you want to understand and expand your presence. Those are three things that Google My Business gives you agency over. Managing your online info, to manage the info that Google users find when they search for you and your business or the products and services you offer. Businesses that verify their info with Google My Business are twice as likely to be considered reputable by customers. So just let that sink in. Businesses that verify their info with Google are twice as likely to be considered reputable by consumers. So if for nothing else, just to increase your revenue, increase your sales, by adding your business to Google My Business, this will help you do that. So don't leave your customers guessing. Let them know your most important details like who you are, what you do, where you are, and when you're open for business. It also allows you to interact with customers. So you can read and respond to reviews from your customers. You can add photos. And this is something that I found fairly interesting. I get kind of jazzed about statistics and things like that. So businesses that add photos receive 42% more requests for directions and 35% more clicks through to their website. So let's set the direction piece. That's pretty obvious. Let's set that aside and let's talk about that 35% that will click on your website. So Google is essentially it's an advertising agency. Their goal is their number one goal is to make certain that people use their search engine to find what they're looking for. So Google is very focused on making certain that when a person or a user in Google search connects to a website through their search engine, that it is the website they actually want to connect to. And to get ranked in the top search of a Google search, so on the top page, you need to rank for an average of 1,892 keywords. You also need to increase the amount of clicks and engagement you have to your website. So that's 35% more clicks. So getting those additional clicks will get more people to your website, which will increase your engagement. And that will then, it's an upward cycle. So that will then help you be found in Google searches more frequently. So this is your chance to let your customers get to know you. Think of it as social networking, but for your business. So understanding and expanding your presence. To do that, you need to find insights on how your customers search for your business and where those customers are coming from. You can also find info like how many people called your business directly from the number displayed on the local search results pages and the maps page. What we like to do with our clients is we like for them to list a specific phone number on their website as well, and that will help you further drill down to the number of people calling your business. So how do we use Google My Business? That's the big question, right? So the very first step is you need to make certain that you're set up in Google My Business. So what I've prepared here using some online resources as our guide, I prepared a step-by-step guide to walk you through how to set up your Google My Business account. And as I said before, this presentation, I'll give it to Izzy, and Izzy can disseminate it to whoever would like it. So you can quite literally just follow these steps. So step one, first off, you need to sign into Google My Business. And to do that, you would go to google.com/business. Now, you don't have to write this down. Remember, you're going to get this information from Izzy. So this is where you can log in if you already have a Google account, or you can create a new one. Make sure that you sign up with your business email domain. So in this situation, your domain would be, if you worked at ABC Brick, your domain would be, my case would be Brandon@abcbrick.com. So this is what the sign up page looks like. You would essentially just enter in your email there and click next if you already have an account, or enter in your email there and click create an account to create a new account. Step two would be to add your business. So where you would add your business, once you go to create an account, you would just type your business right here where this arrow is. So enter your business name. If your business doesn't appear in the drop-down menu, then click add your business to Google. And that's right here. And then select the appropriate category for your business. So categories are things that are going to be used in a Google search. So the type of industries. So if you're in digital marketing, your category would be digital marketing or advertising or something like that. If you're in insurance, your category would be insurance, and it may even have commercial insurance, residential insurance, personal insurance. It may have specific types, and it all depends on the industry and the demand of that category of whether it's included. Step three is to enter your location. If you have a physical location customers can visit, then select yes. And you can see that right here. Just select yes, then add your address. If your business doesn't have a location, customers can visit, but it offers service or delivery, then you can list your service area. So we have clients that, let's say they service the entire Portland area. And so, but they don't have a specific location that their customers or clients come to. A good example of that is, there are coffee organizations that they go and they cater businesses. So, but no one actually comes to there. So in that scenario, they would say we service the Portland area, we service the Horry County area, we service the Georgetown area, whatever that may be. So you don't have to have a physical location for people to come to find you. They know the area that you service.
Yeah, sorry, I have to reiterate what Brandon's saying because we have so many home-based businesses in this area, and Helen, I would include you in that. If there's, I know you're having people come visit you here, and that's fine, but you have to put in your physical location first. I know a lot of people are nervous to do that because that is their home address, but this is the step where you can say, okay, don't actually show my address, but you still have to give it to them or Google will kick you out. That was it. I just really want y'all to notice that part.
Yeah. Thank you, Izzy. Yeah. Any questions so far? I know I'm blazing through this. There's a lot of material to cover, so I want to make certain that you guys get some useful information out of it. If I'm moving too quickly, you just tell me to slow down. I accept feedback well. All right, let's keep moving then. So step 4 is complete contact info. So enter all important info like phone number, website address, social media, etc. Those things are incredibly important because what they are is they provide paths. Think of digital marketing as a series of pipes. If you connect a pipe to your main water, into your water main coming into your house, you can run water, to the bathroom, to the kitchen, to the whatever, I don't know, to your outside sinks, whatever. You can run these pipes, this water there. We'll think about opportunities for your clients or potential clients to get to you. You want as many pipes out there for them to get to you. So create those pathways. And those pathways are essentially platforms, social media platforms, websites, things like that with links and you create this linking structure that allows people to travel between your resources. So make certain you put as much information in as you possibly can. Now, I made a note here to not feel pressured to get all of your info entered in like right this moment. You can always go in and edit that info later, but the point is to continually put as much info on there as you can. Remember, this is a social media platform essentially for your business. So make certain that you're interacting with your potential clients and your clients, because the more you interact with them, the more they're going to want to interact with you. So give them an opportunity to do so. Step 5 is finish and manage your listing. So check yes if you would like to receive updates and notifications, then click finish. I recommend checking yes, because if there are, you're going to continually learn about Google My Business and the things that are going on. And you won't have to attend webinars like this. You can just keep up with it. Once your account is set up, you'll need to verify your business. Now, this is how you get on the map. Verifying your business. This is something that creates some confusion for a lot of people, but it's really not that complicated. Once you've done it once, it's pretty easy. So step 1 to verify your business is to log into your account and click verify now. Now, these images, I did my best to block out any information that would lead a person to know where this was, but I did use some local clients. And I used, the reason I used these is because I wanted you to see what it looked like when something was verified and when something wasn't verified. So right now, what you'll see that there are some locations that have been verified. And then you have this one that verification is required, because that was an account that was set up that has not yet been verified. So to verify it, all you have to do is click verify now, right where that arrow is pointing. You just click that. And then what will happen is you have to choose a way to verify your location. There are 3 ways to verify your location. The number 1 and easiest way, in my opinion, is postcard. So postcard is, you just receive it by mail, and that's the default and standard way to verify your location. You may prefer to verify by one of the other options, and that's perfectly fine. Just choose the option that best fits your needs. When your postcard arrives, if you choose the postcard option, just follow the instructions printed on the card. What it'll say is, it'll say, okay, take this code here, go into your Google My Business profile and enter that code into the verification section. Once you do that, it can be up to 7 to 10 business days, I think, that it will then show up once it's been verified, it'll show up on the map. So Helen, in this situation, you would actually have a pin that would be right there by the Grayson office. And people would be able to, if you made that an option for them to come visit you there, people would be able to go there. They would ask for directions, and it would lead them to you. And that is an incredibly valuable tool. So I did make a note. It can actually take a few weeks. I said 7 to 10 business days, but it can take a few weeks. In my experience, it's not been longer than 7 to 10 business days.
And for anybody that was worried about the last 2 slides, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, because after you had said finish inputting my business information into your profile, Google has these steps clearly outlined, and it says, okay, you need to verify next. Here are your options, and it gives you those options that Brandon was talking about. So don't worry too much about all the details now. He's just doing a great job of making sure that you feel like you know what you're doing once you are going through it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And one of the things that I was trying to do with this presentation was I assumed that there would be people who knew nothing about Google My Business, people who knew, okay, I know how to add pictures to Google My Business, and then people who just wanted to get found on the map. So I tried to cover all that information. If we need to go into another presentation that is more granular on a specific part of Google My Business, I'm perfectly capable and willing to do that. So plus these slides will be available once again, and you can just work right off of them. Okay, so let's jump into claiming your business. So what does it mean to claim your business? Oftentimes we run into scenarios where there's enough information on Google about a specific business that Google My Business profile has already been developed, but no one owns that profile. No one's controlling it. No one's adding images. No one's responding to clients. No one's responding to the reviews, things like that. That happens a lot. So in that situation, if you own that business, you want to have control over that information. And there's a way to make that happen. So ultimately, there are 3 options to make that happen. the first option is to sign up or log into Google My Business. And the way you can do that is you just search for your business. So if I were searching for Grayfin, I could say Grayfin Consulting or Grayfin Media, and I can search Grayfin, and it'll pull up on the right-hand side. It would pull up an image of my Google My Business profile. From there, I can actually just click Claim My Business, enter all the verification information in there, and then you have ownership of that profile after it's been approved. So that's option one, which is, I would say, probably the most common option. Option two is find your listing in Google Maps and then click Manage this listing. So you would go to maps.google.com and you would search for the business itself, and then it would pop up the listing, and then you would click Manage My Listing. Option three is to look up the business in Google search and click Own This Business. So they're all very similar options. It's using a Google tool to search for your business and then verifying it. Once again, I know this is a lot of information. The information will be on these slides. You guys can have it and you can use it how you see fit. Any questions so far? Cool. I'll move on. All right. So how do you edit your business on Google? So once we've created or claimed and verified our business location, how do we change the information? How do we add pictures? How do we say, okay, for COVID hours, we're actually going to be closed and only doing phone calls, or for this year, we're going to be closed the last week in December. How do you change these things? Well, it's fairly easy, similar to changing things on Facebook or Instagram or anything else. You got to sign into your account. So you sign into Google My Business. Step two would be open the location you want to edit. Now, the reason that I've noted this is that there are businesses like Grayfin, we have multiple locations. So what we would do is we would say, okay, we want to edit the Joplin, Missouri location, or we want to edit the Feasterville location. And so we can edit information based on location. That works really well if you have you've given your team at each location agency to make their own hours and things like that. So it doesn't box you into making an edit for one location that then affects every location. After you've done that, you need to click Info located in the menu on the bottom left. So at the bottom left-hand side of the screen, there's going to be something that says Info, and you click it. From there, you click the pencil icon to make your edits, and click the X if you'd like to remove a specific section of Google My Business. Now, right now, this is probably seems very similar to someone sending you some instructions to build a car without actually having the car in front of you to put it together. I know that was more complex than what Google My Business is, but you get my point. Once you've taken this slide or these slides and you lay it down right beside your computer and you work through it, you'll see that it is step by step. I think you'll be able to do it. It'll be good. Then the fifth step there is to just click apply. So you want to save those changes. And that's all I have for this specific version of the Google My Business tutorial. Like I said, if there are more questions, if you guys want to get granular and talk and dig into, okay, let's go through the process of actually editing, or let's go through the process. We want to see the process of claiming a business or creating a profile. I'll walk through that with anyone who wants to walk through it. If you guys have any more questions beyond this, you can either get in touch with the chamber, or you can get in touch with us at 843-249-6588 or collaborate at grayfin.com. Any questions?
I'll at least share one of my favorite things about when he's saying when you can go in there and you can edit some business information. If you have a lot of walk-in traffic, I really love that you can change your hours for holidays. So I can actually go in and say, oh, we're actually closed Christmas Day. And when people search us on the map, it'll show on that listing. They're like, okay, we'll give you directions to the chamber, but they're actually closed, just so you know. And it only applies to that day. So I think that's really cool. And then Brandon, since you're a web company with all this experience, especially with SEO, can you give us some general tips for editing our business descriptions?
Absolutely. So I'm going to try to not geek out too much. Here's what we've got. websites have an authority score. That authority score is a score between 0 and 100. The higher that score is, the better your chance to be ranked in a Google search or found in a Google search. Every search term that is entered into a search engine also has an authority score. Your website has to score equal to or higher than the terms that you want to rank for. There are other layers that I could explain, but I think it'll just muddy the waters. So when you're entering information into your Google My Business page, it's a good idea to make certain that the search terms you want to be found for it's a good idea to make certain that you can actually be found for them. So there are softwares online that you can use like Longtail Pro, SEMrush. There are a number of softwares that you can use that will help you rank your website authority score with the keywords you're trying to rank for to see if you can compete. It'll tell you how many searchers are available or how many monthly searches that keyword gets. But the idea is to make certain that the copy that you create, the content you create on your Google My Business page has the right keywords for your business. So then when Google crawling bots are going through and they're looking to make certain that the words that are the content, the copy that's on your Google My Business profile indeed matches the industry that you're in and the search terms that people are looking for, and also that your website does the same thing. If those two things, if you have continuity between your website and your Google My Business page, in regards to the keywords that you're trying to rank for, you will have a greater chance of being found in the Google search. Now, let's not forget that Google is the world's largest and most used search engine. Over 96% of the world uses Google to search for what they're looking for. And we should also note that the consumer purchasing process is a 6-step process that I would say 80 to 90% of the world uses the internet to walk through. So if the world is using the internet, specifically Google, to look for solutions to their problems, then you need to make certain you're being found as a provider to those problems, or solutions rather. Did I answer that question?
It does, but I like to clarify. I like to reiterate. I'm one of those people. Sure. So you're saying when we write our business description and we're typing it into our business description on Google My Business or even Facebook or even our About Us page, that we should make sure we're using keywords. And what you mean by that is just we're using words that are really relevant to our business, our industry, and our services. And we're using things that people are using to try and find our type of business online. Or maybe we're talking about our most popular type of service so that people go, aha, that's the business I'm looking for. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any questions they want to ask? Well, Brandon's a really great resource. He's got some technical knowledge that I don't. So
I do.
Okay.
On the claiming part, you said there was one of 3. Do you just do one of the 3 options to claim, or do you have to do all 3? Do you recommend to do all 3?
No. So once you choose one option, you can't claim it again. So You choose that option, you claim yours once it's approved. So yeah, one of those options. And the easiest way, in my experience, is just to do a Google search for your business. So quite literally, if I were trying to claim Grayfin, I would say Grayfin, and it would pull up, probably in our situation, it would pull up our website and it would pull up our Google My Business page and some other stuff. So on the right-hand side, there's the Google My Business page. And so if I didn't already own that, or if Grayson didn't already own that, I would go over and I would click that, and I would walk through the couple of steps that it requires. And then once approved, I would have ownership.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for hosting. Brandon is available for more information. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.